Beers, Mallers, Bax, and Salem. I represent Parkview Health System, Inc. And this occasion for meeting with you today is the second part of the presentation and the request that we made about a year ago, actually a little more than a year ago, February of 2011, related to the construction of the new hospital and the sale of the old hospital property. You may recall that last time we indicated that we had reached a purchase agreement with Passages, Inc. that was to buy the Lemberg building and the old hospital site. Because of the need to demolish the old hospital, they wanted to complete the purchase of the Lemberg building first, and we presented that to you, and you approved that. And we indicated that there would be a second part to it when the demolition of the hospital was complete or near completion, so that we could then have the second part of that closing. And that's where we are today. This is the second part. Just a little bit of background, somewhat confusing, but it goes back to 1995 when Parkview acquired the assets of Whitley Memorial Hospital. There were some conditions placed on the purchase and the use of the assets and how they would be held, and some protective measures actually for Whitley Memorial Hospital and the county. One of the conditions was that Parkview create a new 501c3 corporation, which occurred. Another condition was that Whitley Hospital not withdraw from the agreement and decide to separate itself from Parkview. That didn't happen, of course. So there probably was not a specific reason why we had to come back and seek the county's approval, but we thought, let's just tie up any loose end, make sure that any questions are answered. So we did that, and in February of 2011, that was for the specific purpose of the sale of the Lemberg building. Today, it's for the specific purpose of the sale of the hospital property, again, to Passages, Inc. That's a real quick summary. I'll be happy to get into more detail, answer any questions.
I do have one question. Was the land part of the assets of Whitley County Memorial Hospital?
Yes.
It was. That was part of the assets.
Yes. And the county leased back a portion of that for the EMS facility. And we do have one separate item of business today, or separate from what occurred last year. And we want to terminate that lease because, of course, last year the EMS facility was still being used. Now there's a new facility. So the lease between the hospital and the county for the EMS facility can be terminated. And I had submitted that termination agreement to Jen.
I guess, I'm going to be right up front with you. My recollection, and I was around then when that happened, not as a county commissioner, but as an employee of Parkview, or employee of Whitley County Memorial Hospital. We don't share the same memories, I guess, of this agreement. That land and that building was owned by the citizens of Whitley County. It was started out with donation and then built by tax money from the citizens of Whitley County. How did that flip-flop? Well, I don't recall the county giving. I guess my recollection, sir, is that when Parkview no longer wanted that land, it would revert back to the county.
Well, I wasn't involved in the transaction in 1995. I have the operative documents, one of which is the real estate lease between Whitley Memorial Hospital, Inc. and as landlord, and the county as the tenant.
Yeah, and see, to me, that is like totally backwards. I guess I'm sorry, Dan. I don't understand how that could happen. Why the county would not be the landlord and the hospital be the tenant. I just don't understand how that flip-flopped.
I don't know. I
Okay.
apologize, I wasn't part of
Okay.
that. But if you have any faith in this document, it does reflect that the county was the tenant of the land, so that the asset, the real estate must have been conveyed as part of that transaction.
Okay.
I mean, if you're really uncertain, you can do a title search pretty quickly. It can tell you what the title history of the land is. That's not all that difficult. I don't quarrel with your documents at all. That's,
Yeah,
they are
okay.
what they are.
Well, yeah, they are. They are. It just absolutely was not the way it was explained to the, I don't believe that's the way it was explained to the public either, so, in 1995, 96.
Well, if you look at Exhibit A, where it says the hospital premises, the lots that it was on, 2, 3, 6, and then 7, 10, 11, that would be back to the city of Columbia City. That's in the information you sent us, and then it's the very back from the third. So, you know, I read that too, Mr. Chairman. I was trying to figure out if that's,
Exhibit
if
A?
the Whitley County, yeah, if the Whitley County Hospital is county owned, were we sitting on Whitley County land or city land? According to this,
All right.
it would be our hospital on the city land, because those lots that it was on there in the Clugston addition said to the city of Columbia City. So I don't know, and then the next part there, then you have the land where the EMS building is, which the county supported. Whose land is that? I don't want to be difficult. I think this can be arranged and worked out, but there seems to be, and you know, we did everything under a dollar lease. How, you know, that was done many years ago, and Dwayne and
The EMS building.
Mr. Meister and everybody, and
Yeah.
we've talked about that, trying to do away with it, but the dollar lease was just kind of a I guess a gentleman's agreement of some sort. That, but in this whole thing at Exhibit A is the only thing I can find that kind of comes up with anything that might give you some idea. But if whose land it's on, I don't know. I've never heard it discussed till now.
I think
The Lindbergh Center was all new, you know, that was done with private funds, wasn't it?
I think the issue is whether the hospital building was on a lot or lots that were entitled in the hospital's name or in the county's name. That's really the only issue.
I would agree to that.
And so we can find that out very quickly. I wasn't around when that was done either, so I don't have any independent recollection. My guess is that at some point that the county transferred ownership of the property to the hospital board, that in the hospital name, and that was done prior to the relationship with Parkview, and then the hospital, with the commissioner's approval, entered into that transaction. So I'm thinking in my own mind that's probably how it went, and that's why we're in the situation we're now. I don't think the county probably does own it or did own it.
Well, I have a quitclaim deed that was attached as an exhibit to the agreement to transfer the county hospital assets and to assume obligations. And that quitclaim deed is from Whitley County and Whitley County Memorial Hospital as collectively grantors to Whitley Memorial Hospital, Inc. as grantee.
That's it.
That's what you would find if you did
Yeah.
this.
Okay, okay.
Does that have the page, book and page?
Well, this is, I don't have the recorded copy, sorry, but this was attached to the agreement that was, I think, the underlying
Was
agreement.
there a date on that?
It's 1996.
Yeah, it would have been done at the same time, all in the original
Okay.
agreement.
Looks like July 10, 1996. So,
Mr. Attorney, County Attorney, do you see, does that explain what we need to know
Yes.
so that we're legally
Yes, it
can
does.
get this done and let them proceed?
Right, it does. That establishes that title was given to the new corporation, the new hospital corporation in 1996. Which is what I was guessing had happened, so.
this is the lease termination, which is just a very simple
That
document.
original page.
Yep. In the, I guess my question, because I've not been out there, but has the old EMS, has that now been torn down too as well?
Yeah.
Okay.
They're filling the hole back up, you know. In fact, I stopped there and by there this morning, they're almost done, but Martins have been hauling dirt. I don't know who's selling them dirt, but they're getting dirt.
Rid now, so yeah, I mean, there's no legal reason that you can't sign that, the termination of the lease, there's no, you know.
Is that what, make a motion to the
Yeah,
fact
right.
that we authorize the termination of the lease with Whitley County or Parkview?
Yeah, the EMS lease between Parkview and Whitley.
'Cause that's
Between-
all we
I'm
have.
sorry, between Whitley Memorial Hospital, Inc.
And the county.
and the county.
So there still is a Whitley Memorial Hospital, Inc.
Yes.
So what is it? Parkview Hospital doing business as?
No, it's Parkview Health System, Inc. is the parent corporation, if you will.
Okay.
And all the other entities of all kinds, including Whitley Memorial Hospital, Inc., are under that umbrella.
Same as Noble County would
Correct.
be under theirs.
Right.
So was that a motion?
That was a motion.
I'll second that.
Okay, we have a motion and a second on the floor. Further discussion? All in favor of the motion, raise your right hand. All opposed, same sign.